Hi there, Lisa here with Rocky Mountain Holy Yoga. Welcome to my practice. If you're new to yoga, feel free to join in and try these poses. If you experience any pain or a pose just doesn't feel quite right, feel free to skip that pose and join us in the next pose. I want to remind everybody that yoga is not a competition. We're here to honor our bodies and honor God on our mat. So before we begin, I do want to say happy birthday to a friend of mine, Connie. I've known since junior high. She's caught up with me in age again today. Happy birthday. So the first version of this will be the modified version for beginners, and then the second flow will be the full version. So let's come to our backs with our knees bent, feet at the edges of the mat, knees knocked together, and then place one hand on the belly and one hand over the heart, closing your eyes and just finding your breath. And on your next inhale, we're going to inhale through the nose and then exhale through the mouth. And inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Just releasing the tension from the day. And one more time, inhaling through the nose. And then exhale through the mouth. And then continuing breathing, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And while you continue breathing with your eyes shut on your backs, I'll set our intention for our practice, which comes from 1 Corinthians 15:58. So my dear brothers and sisters, be strong and immovable. Always work enthusiastically for the Lord, for you know that nothing you do for the Lord is ever useless. And I just find such comfort in that, because no matter how I screw up, if I screw up on this video, God can still use it. So let's go ahead and open your eyes, and we're going to take the palms face down on the mat and feet up to the ceiling like you're walking on the ceiling. And then take the legs a little bit apart and begin circling the ankles and circling the wrists. Just working those out. You might feel some pops, and then reverse direction. And then taking the arms and legs wide, inhaling, and then exhale, crisscrossing over. And then inhale wide, and crisscross the other direction. And inhale wide, and cross. Inhale wide and cross. And then drawing the knees to the chest, rocking side to side like you did when you were a kid. That's what I like about yoga. It brings some of the kid-like movements back that you might not have done in the past few years as an adult. And then pausing, taking the feet back up to the sky, and we're going to begin rocking forward and back on the mat, rounding the back. Inhale up, and exhale back. Massaging that spine. And then coming up to seated. Crossing the legs. And then begin to circle the spine, inhaling forward and exhale, rounding the back. Inhale forward And exhale, rounding the back. So this is a great movement I do every day to make sure that the synovial fluid gets in all different sides, all different sides of the vertebral discs. Helps prevent herniated discs. And then pause, switch the feet out, and reverse direction. Inhaling forward, exhale, rounding the back. So most of the time, like, we've been forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. And it's kind of like a credit card. If you bend it forward and back so many times, it's going to break. Whereas if you get the synovial fluid on all different sides of the discs, you're far less likely to get herniated discs. And then pause. Somebody's at the door. I'll be right back. Okay, back to what we were doing. So we were circling. Now we come back up to a seated position and coming to hands and knees or tabletop. So making sure the knees are directly below the hip sockets and the shoulder, elbow, and wrist are stacked. And we're going to tuck the toes under, allow the belly to sag toward the mat, looking forward, coming into cow pose. So inhaling into cow, and then untucking the toes, rounding the back, into cat. And then inhale, cow, and exhale, cat. And we're just going to continue doing a few more of these, flowing with the breath. It's a really good exercise for the lower back. And coming back to neutral, we're going to take the left foot, swing it around to the side, extend the right foot long, and then reach up and over with the right hand into a modified side plank. And just really relax in this, stretch in it. Feel that nice right side body stretch. And then as we inhale up, we're going to kind of push up and over, just gently resting the right hand on the right leg. Feeling that stretch in the left side body. This is gate pose. And then inhale back up, exhale down. And then inhale back up, exhale gate. And inhale up and back down. And this time we're going to take the right elbow and the right knee to meet each other. Inhale long, exhale elbow to knee. Inhale long, exhale. And two more. Inhale long, exhale elbow to knee. One more. Extending long, exhale, bringing the right hand to the mat, and switching sides. So this time we're going to swing the right foot out, extend the left leg, left arm goes up and over, just enjoying the left side body stretch. Inhale up and over, gate pose. Inhale up, exhale down. Just knowing you don't have to do it perfectly as long as you have good alignment. God can use anything without perfection. And then this time we're going to inhale long, exhale elbow to knee, inhale long, exhale, inhale long, elbow kisses knee, inhale long, exhale. exhale down. So now we're going to take the toes under, coming up into plank. So anytime we're in plank, you can always do modified plank from the knees. And then exhale, sending the hips to the sky, coming into down dog. So in down dog, you want the chest to melt toward the mat. Hips are up. And go ahead and bending the knees, walking your dog out. Coming into inverted L. So bringing the hips back helps take a lot of pressure off the shoulders. I did down dog the wrong way for several years before I realized I was supposed to bring my hips back. And then go ahead, look toward the top of the mat, walking up to the hands, fixing the yoga clothes. Inhale, halfway lift, so back is flat, hands to the shins, and then exhale, fold. And we're just going to hang here, maybe swaying side to side, clasping the elbows, coming into ragdoll. Shaking the head, yes. Shaking it, no. And then bending, releasing the elbows, bending the knees, rolling all the way up. And reaching up to the sky. Exhale, hands, heart center. I'm going to scoot this back a little. I can see my head's cut off a bit. Bring the mat back. So running a couple of times through a modified sun A to warm up. Inhale, reaching up to the sky. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flattening the back. Hands at the shins. And then exhale, hands to the mat, stepping back. Then you can come to the knees. Inhale, and then exhale, lowering all the way down. And then inhale, hover the hands above the mat. So the glutes in this pose should be relaxed. And then exhale as we push up and back into down dog. And then looking forward, walking to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then bending the knees, rolling up. Reaching up to the sky. And exhale, hands heart center. So we're going to run through that again. And I like to put that with the Lord's Prayer. It fits perfectly. So, hands heart center. As we say, Our Father. Inhale, arms up. Who art in heaven. Exhale, full forward fold. Hallowed be thy name. Inhale, halfway lift. I forgot. Who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Exhale. Hands to the mat. Send the feet back. Thy will be done. And you can come from the knees. On earth as it is in heaven. Inhale. Hovering the hands above the mat. Give us this day our daily bread. And exhale. As we say, and forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Looking forward, walking forward, and lead us not into temptation. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. But deliver us from evil. Inhale, bending the knees, rolling up. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Exhale, hands, heart center. Amen. So now we're going to move into the modified flow. Inhale, reaching up and sitting back in that comfortable chair. And exhale as we draw the hands into prayer at our hearts. Inhale long, exhale, twisting to the side. And then looking down at the feet, we're going to bring the weight into the right foot, stepping back with the left. And then inhale, arms out, and exhale as we circle around. First into warrior two, to the front of the mat, pivot the feet, and come into warrior two to the back. And you might want to take your block, if you have one for this next, and place it on the inside of the left thigh. Inhale, reaching forward with the shoulders. Exhale, tick-tocking the arms 6 to 12. And then inhale up and around. And exhale as we come down into runner's lunge. So take the right hand up to out to the side. And then inhale the right arm up. Exhale down.
Can you hear me now?
I did that wrong. Inhale up. And then twisting over to the right, which creates a nice stretch in the thigh. And then inhale back to runner's lunge. And then using the block, straightening the front leg, coming into pyramid pose. And then inhale forward, runner's lunge. Taking the right foot back, you can come down to the knees. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, baby cobra. And exhale, down dog. And then looking forward, walking up to the hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, rolling up. Reaching to the sky. Exhale. Sitting back down in that comfortable chair. Hands heart center. Inhale long. Exhale, twisting to the left side. Inhale, arms wide. And looking down at the feet, stepping back with the right foot. And then inhale up, circling the arms. Warrior two to the front. Pivot, warrior two to the back. So you might want to pause, take the block. So warrior two to the back. Taking the block to the inside of the right thigh, reaching forward. Exhale, tick-tock the arms, 6 and 12. Into side angle. And then inhale back up. Pivot to the front of the mat. Back into runner's lunge. Inhale, left arm up. And then exhale, twisting to the back. Inhale up and over. Maybe grabbing the block. And coming back into pyramid pose. And then inhale, runner's lunge. And take the left foot back. Exhale, all the way to the belly. Inhale, baby cobra. And then exhale, into down dog. Then looking forward, walking up to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching up to the sky. Exhale, hands heart center. I'm going to pause here for a moment. Okay, continuing on to the full version. So inhale, reaching up to the sky. Exhale, sinking down into chair pose, making sure the weight's in the back of the feet, that you can wiggle your toes. You want to make sure the knees are behind the toes. Exhale, hands heart center. And then inhale. You can either do the modified version we did the first time, or you can do the full version into chair twist. Looking down at the feet, sending the weight into the right foot as we take the left foot back. Coming into prayer twist. Inhale, opening the arms to the side. And then exhale, circling up and around and pivoting warrior two to the back. And then inhale forward slightly. Exhale, tick-tocking the arms, 10 and 12, or not 10 and 12, 6 and 12. Bringing the top arm forward. Exhale, circling counterclockwise. And then clockwise. And then if you want, you can throw in a bind. And then inhaling back up and over into runner's lunge. And you might want to take the left hand up and out a little bit. Inhaling the right hand up and exhale back to the side. Ooh, nice stretch in the hips. Inhale back up and coming into whatever pose this is. And then taking the right foot back. Inhale forward and exhale chaturanga. Up dog. And exhale down dog. Then looking forward, walking or hopping up to the hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up. Reaching to the sky. Exhale, chair pose. Taking an inhale, exhale, hands heart center. And holding this for a few seconds. Checking the knees. Checking the toes. And then twisting. Making sure the right knee hasn't creeped ahead of the left. Sending the weight into the left foot and stepping back with the right. And then inhale, opening the arms. Exhale, circling around. Warrior two to the back. Inhale forward, exhale, side angle, top arm forward, exhale, circle clockwise, and then counterclockwise. Reaching up and back, maybe doing a bind, and then inhaling up and over, runner's lunge, taking the right hand up and out a little bit. Sending the left hand up and then twisting to the back. And then exhale, straightening the front leg into pyramid pose. And then coming forward, runner's lunge. Left leg goes back, shoulders forward, exhale, chaturanga, and flow. So if you like, you can run through that a few times. We'll go ahead and go into the stretching flow. So coming into down dog, inhaling the right heel up. Exhale, bringing the right foot on the outside of the right hand. Coming into lizard pose. So in lizard, you can stay up on your hands, or if it's in your practice, you can come down to the elbows. So we're just going to hold in lizard pose. Breathe breathing into that deep stretch. Coming back to our intention. As a result of all this, my loved brothers and sisters, you must stand firm, unshakable, excelling in the work of the Lord as always, because you know that your labor isn't going to be for nothing in the Lord. So go ahead and come back up to your hands. And if you want, you can circle the right hand up and over, maybe finding that back foot. And then exhale, bringing it up and down. Coming up, straightening the back leg, and walking around to the side. And then coming into Prasarita, lowering down. And then inhale up, halfway lift, arms out wide, or you can have them on the floor. And then pawing your way around to the back of the mat, sending the left foot on the outside of the left hand. And coming into lizard to the back of the mat. And if you want, you can, if it's in your practice, come down to the elbows. Breathing into this nice, deep hip opener. And then coming back up and straightening the right leg out. And walking over up to the other side. We're going to come down on the left knee and make your way to your back. So the knees are bent. We're going to take the right foot and cross it over above the left knee. And then thread the hands through behind the left thigh. So you want to flex the right foot because that will protect the knee in this pose. And if you want more resistance, you can use the right elbow to press on the inside of the right thigh. Creates a good stretch on the outside of the right hip where helps stretch out the piriformis muscle. The piriformis muscle lies above the sciatic nerve. So if you have sciatica, this is a good pose to do. So breathing into that stretch. I like to rock back and forth a little bit. And then releasing that. And switching legs. So left above the right knee, flex the left ankle, threading the hands behind the right thigh, and breathing into that left piriformis stretch. So I'll have to be honest, when I moved to Salida, I had dreams of bringing Holy Yoga ministry here. And I'll have to admit, I've been disappointed. Churches seem to be afraid of it. But I know, according to this verse, that, my efforts are not in vain. No matter, how I might mess up, if I keep trying, still putting forth the effort, that those efforts will be blessed. So go ahead and thread that. I'm going to draw the right knee up to the chest. And then take the left hand on top of the right knee and draw it over to the left side. You might want to lift your hips up and move them over to the right a couple inches. And then taking the right knee to the left side, extending the right arm out, looking over to the right side. So you want to make sure that this right shoulder stays on the mat, that it doesn't pop up. If it pops up, then you need to, draw the knee back over. These twisting poses are great to help bring the organs out, massage them. And then draw your gaze back up to the sky, or the ceiling in this case. And then using your hand, draw that knee back over. And then switch knees. So extending the right leg, hugging the left knee up, placing the right hand on the left knee, drawing it over, maybe sending the hips to the left a couple inches, and looking over to the left. And breathing in to that nice stretch, that nice twist. Massaging the organs, getting things moving in there. It's great for digestion. Using the breath to relax into this pose. Take your gaze back up to the sky or the ceiling. Use your right hand to draw the knee gently and slowly back over. And then place both feet on the mat. Draw the heels toward the behind. And make sure you can kind of brush the heels with your fingertips. We're setting up for bridge pose. So in bridge pose, you want to make sure and look up at the ceiling. You don't want to look sideways when you're in bridge because it could hurt your neck. So we're simply going to lift the behind up off the floor, continuing to gaze up to the sky. Maybe tuck the shoulders under if it's in your practice. You want to keep the knees in alignment. You don't want them to sprawl out to the sides. And if it's in your practice, you can clasp the hands underneath the back. And you also want to remember to breathe in this pose. Some people hold their breath. And then if your hands are clasped, you can release them and tuck the shoulders. Continue to look up at the ceiling as you slowly come down one vertebrae at a time. A lot of times by